Happy Hanukkah! Happy Hanukkah! This is in the Christian tradition, the third Sunday of Advent, but it is also the first day of Hanukkah for our Jewish brothers and sisters. And the Christians and the Jewish people share tons in common, specifically the Old Testament or the Torah. The third Sunday of Advent is the Sunday of hope. The first Sunday is peace. The second Sunday, we talked last week about joy. And then today, we're going to talk about hope. The Old Testament is filled with a lot of struggle, and it's really heart-wrenching stories. One of those stories is a story from Job, where Job is this person who thinks he's done everything right, and yet bad things happen to him and keep happening to him. And he's not only frustrated with what's happening to him, he's really angry with God. And he begins to sulk and to really struggle with, what's the point in this life? Why am I here? Where is my hope? What is it rooted in? Throughout the Old Testament, the Jewish Torah, it is story after story about triumph over adversity and finding hope in those difficult times. One of the fallacies for humans is we put our hope into three things that will let us down: princes, principalities, and possessions. Politicians, from the beginning of time, peddle hope as a way to curry favor with you. They want your vote, so they're going to tell you hope. Who can forget the Obama signs in the yard that just said hope with that big O in the middle? We put our hope into these leaders, but they often disappoint us. There's no greater story in the Bible than the story of King David, who brings tremendous hope to his people, but then does some really awful things. He ends up an adulterer and a murderer and completely falls away. And the people are disappointed in him as a leader and as a person. Putting our hope in princes, no matter who's in the chair, is misguided. Second thing is, sometimes we put our hope in our principalities, our nation states, as if they are going to be moral and honorable actors. But we see time and time again, they tend to let us down. They do things that we don't agree with and aren't in conjunction with God's law. That's also falsely placed. And then the third, and this is so human, is to place our faith in our possessions. So our gold in the Old Testament, or idols, or maybe our work, those are all misplaced. Whatever you are rooted in, I want you to think about, what is the water that brings you back to life? In the Old Testament, for the Jewish people, it was the God of creation. In the Christian tradition, it's the birth of Jesus gives us hope. But what is it for you? Is it rooted in nature? Is it rooted in others? Where is that hope rooted? And if you don't have hope, I encourage you to go on a spiritual journey to find that hope, to find that reason, to find the way to overcome. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas, happy third Sunday of Advent, and I hope you find your hope this Christmas season.